high-intensity final from last night. He's got 5 more jumps.
So we'll check back in on the field events here in a moment as we get set for more racing on the track. The full oval now in use for the women's 400-meter final.
Her mother is Joetta Clark-Diggs, who was 7th in the 1992 Barcelona Olympic 800-meter final, but she is a quarter miler. She'll be in lane 6. We saw her win the 300 last weekend at the Melrose Games. Holmes on the outside, the fastest American this year. In fact, she is 4th fastest in the world. You remember last year at Worlds, she had both an agony of defeat moment and a thrill of victory moment. First, she ran down Femke Bol, the eventual 400-meter hurdle world champion, in the mixed 4x4, but then it was her mistake that cost the U.S. a spot in the final when she left a little early on the exchange zone.
Going to use all 6 lanes of this track, 2 laps of a 200-meter distance. Actually ran into Talitha Diggs yesterday in the hotel. Said this will be the first time she's ever run this event indoors in which all 6 lanes are going to be used. And she said, I'm just going to go upstairs and sharpen my elbows.
Yeah, she better be prepared for it because Holmes is likely to be a lot more aggressive, certainly through the first part of the race before they cut for the inside after 2 turns. Holmes will be in 5. She was fastest in qualifying with 51.31. Diggs ran 51.93 to win her semifinal.
We get the final few introductions done here in the stadium. Last year, Talitha 3rd at the U.S. Championship. Grew up in Pennsylvania, now 21 years of age. A lot of running ahead of her. And again, as Otto mentioned, part of that legendary family, including her mother, Joetta, the 4-time Olympian. So got a lot of people you can ask about championship mentality, what to prepare for, but even at her young age, she's already had that experience for herself.
Yeah, and in 2022, she was NCAA champion outdoors, and then she won the U.S. national title. Went on to Worlds when the U.S. hosted in Eugene, and then she made the team again last year. So when you talk about championship pedigree, Talitha Diggs is hard to keep off of a U.S. team.
So Diggs at the top of the track in 6. Holmes 1 lane to the inside in 5. 6 women vying for the U.S. title in the women's 400 meters. And in this 2-lap race, they stay in their lanes for 3/4 of this first lap. And this is the most fascinating part of racing this differently than outdoors is these angles and this race within the race that's coming up here shortly to try to be in the lead when they hit the bell.
Yeah, you have to have some surges ready. And right here, you have to surge a little bit, which is exactly what Holmes just did to take the lead at half of the race gone with that 23.71. You see her now starting to put some distance between her and the rest of the field, including Talitha Diggs. If anybody's going to make a run at Holmes, it's got to be now because she's putting this away.
What a confident run for Alexis Holmes. The Connecticut native now into the main straightaway with all kinds of daylight against a very good field and nearly cracks the 50-second mark here to take the victory. It is a new meet record and lifetime best for Alexis Holmes.
Yep, Paul, huge personal best for Holmes. 50.34 officially, and this was no contest. I talked mid-race about the surge. Here's her first surge off of the turn. Great form by Holmes as well. She looked so relaxed, and nobody was able to go with her then. And then she had another surge coming off of the final turn. Nobody with a response, and Holmes will go to World Indoors. And I think she can think seriously about being on the podium. The world lead by Femke Bol is 49.6. That's going to be, and she's going to be tough to beat. But after that, I think Holmes has a legit shot at being on the podium as well.
There's the final results. Let's check in with Lewis.
All right, excellent run by you. Meet record, personal best. Take us back to the break. That's where you seem to really establish that very fast rhythm.
Yeah, that was my main goal in this race, to get to the break first and establish position. So once I got the break, I just took it home.
Yeah. With a world lead, Alexis, what can you imagine the opportunity that lays in front of you in Glasgow when you face the rest of the ladies from around the world?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think this race gives me a lot of confidence going into that, so I'm really excited.
We talk a lot about altitude. We're around 5,300 feet. Do you think that helped or maybe gave you more difficulty running up here?
You know, I felt it more yesterday, but today it felt really smooth. I knew the air was a little dry, so, you know, I got my little chest rub on, but it was smooth.
It was smooth. Excellent run. We'll see you in Glasgow.
Thank you so much.
Paul?
Yeah, we'll see her in Glasgow.